There is a new parenting style in town, you guys. And yes, the pendulum just swung from gentle parenting to helicopter parenting, role more parenting, trophy parenting. And now we have the FAFO. Yup, that's right. I may not even be able to say that word here. My name is Margaret Jiroge, and I am an ECE trainer coach. And today I want us to explore what this new trading parenting style is. Where did it come from? What are the pros and cons? And why literally parents are shifting completely to FAFO. I have a question for you. Have you heard about it? Am I the one who is late here? And are you practicing it? And how is it going? Let me know by commenting below, and whether it is working or not working, or whether all of us should shift to this FAFO parenting. But first, what is it? What is this FAFO parenting? Okay, it is a word I cannot call it out here, but it is where the child experienced whatever the world and then face the natural consequence. So you allow them to do things. If it is painful, it is challenging, they face the consequences. And of course, having come from the hills of helicopter parenting, where you intervene in any challenge, and from the failure to run more parenting, where you remove all the obstacles on the way, to trophy parenting, where every child gets a trophy and award just because they participated and without necessarily caring for the outcome, to gentle parenting woven to emotional attunement and respect and co-regulation with logical boundaries. And now here we are with FAFO. FAFO is promising natural consequences when well done. But what happened, I think things shifted, and most parents now are choosing something else. And this busted into social media in 2022 by this person who shared, of course, of the stories of how she does let her children experience the natural consequences of their choice. It was popularized by so many other celebrities out there. And an example of natural consequences would be a toddler refusing to wear a jacket. You let them just go outside and feel cool so that they can come and choose to wear a jacket. Or a child leaves the homework at home, and you, the parent, instead of taking that homework, you let the child face the consequence of social academic consequences of leaving the homework at school. So I was curious why the parents decided to shift, and such a stark difference between where we have been of all those other parenting styles to this, to FAFO now. And so with research, I found out that there is an extreme burnout from perfectionism, because all the other styles requires the parent to be perfect, trying to be calm, emotionally attuned, and perfect parent 24/7 is exhausting. You have to agree with me, and especially if you have multiple children. And many parents says, of course, FAFO feels like a relief. Yes, even a permission slip. They are feeling that they have permission to let the reality teach children instead of performing the warmth all day, because it has to be very exhausting to really micromanage children. And then the second one I found out was observation of the negative adult outcomes, and especially people talk about the Gen Z and how they are not resilient, how they have poor anxiety. And of course, many people claim that they were overprotected. They had overprotected childhoods, and that is why they are doing things the way they are doing now. And so FAFO is promising real world readiness for real life experiences, and that is why there is the shift. And then the other one is social media pendulum. After years of gentle parenting, people have started pointing out the extremes of these things, the gentle parenting, because what happens, there was no clear boundary of this, and therefore children ended up bossing their parents and with the daily meltdowns and tantrums, and it has to have been so exhausting. So FAFO, of course, rose up to correct this and to offer more structure and more emotional safety, at least for parents and children to be independent so that they don't have to be lectured. The other one I found out was the desire for balance. Many experts now emphasizes that the healthiest of all is finding the balance in between the extreme of the extremes, and that is the authoritative parenting. But remember, I found out FAFO is almost a category of authoritative parenting where there is love and there is limit, and you enforce those rules that you make with the children so that they can follow through. So FAFO is said to be a modern articulation of authoritative parenting with plain language. Remember, this also came at the heels of COVID, that is 2022, and of course there was digital distractions and limited parenting bandwidth because parents were busy juggling work, screen time, schedules, and this strategy of letting small failures be experienced by children offered at least saving time, probably big for many parents, mental energy while supporting learning for children. And I think this could be key of the reason why the parents are shifting. Then I was curious to know then what are the pros of this FAFO parenting, because it is new. So I found out that the FAFO parenting style is offering children resiliency and independence, and children learn through the cause and effect through little experiences, and you the parent don't know how to lecture. And while I still agree with that, I know there's those places where still you feel like the children are not listening to you and they are not following directions. And I made this video for you where you can have a child listen to you every single time without you repeating yourself. So moving on, there is the decrease of power struggle. There is no more power struggle, because if you allow the child to experience these small doses of failures, then that power struggle with the no's and the don'ts of children who their attention span is 5 to 10 minutes, it has to be very exhausting. So parents stopped rescuing their children and micromanaging trivial issues, reducing those daily battles, and it has to be such a relief to many parents. Then it is offering problem solving skills to children. Children are exposed to those little things, especially around more parents, where you remove all the obstacles, you let the obstacles be there, and the children are going to figure out. For example, letting the child step out in the cold, they feel cold, so that at least they come for the cold. So they are able to solve that problem without coming to you. And that definitely means that is promoting emotional maturity, because they don't have to come and ask you for solutions. They are trying to really exercise the choices that they have, that which comes naturally. And then you the parent, I know you are experiencing, if you're practicing this, the parental freedom, because parents, you are avoiding the burnout, you are restoring your mental energy, because you don't have again to micromanage any trivial issues that your child is facing. That said, I wondered what the cons could be, because if you're practicing this, I believe life is life and all of us learn differently. And so the children, definitely there's different ways children learn. Children learn by experimenting, because it is developmentally age appropriate for children to experiment, because they just came to the world. Some of them are just 365 days, some of them are 700 days, some of them have just been here for 1,000 days, and they may not know how the world works. It is like you being put in a new office and you're trying to figure out things. How would that be? You would like to be trained, right? So I found this to be a little risky, and not for every child. There are those sensitive children, there are those children who learn by watching what you're doing, there are those children with anxiety, those children with trauma history, with those children with different kind of things that they are going through. And I thought maybe this one may not apply to all children. The other risk I found was the risk of misapplication, because while the intention may be there, it may be coupled by, again, children have just been here for just a little while in the world. They're experiencing the world. You have been there. You know what the consequences are, the pains, and all those challenges. The children don't know. And it may end up with sarcasm and with a little shame and a little neglect, because the children are not coming to you because, hey, they found out what it is the consequences are. And I thought, I have been a high school teacher, and I know those teenagers. If the children are not coming to you when they are young, what will happen when they become teenagers? And I know the direct correlation between the early childhood and high school. And many of these challenges that the teenagers face, we could arrest them when they are young. And if we misapply this, then it could backfire on us when the children are grown. And then I found out it may require more of the emotional regulation on the part of the parent because it is hard. You have to be able to withstand the tantrums and the meltdowns without intervening. It is very time consuming. You have to stop what it is that you're doing because, hey, you cannot just leave the child because the child decided not to dress up. And then I thought also, when it comes to academic, when the child maybe it's in preschool or when they go to kindergarten, most of the academic struggles requires the parents be there to be an active teacher because the parent is still the child's first teacher. And the children need somewhere to fall on for their emotional challenges, to be able to name these feelings, to be able to name these emotional experiences that they experiences because they don't know. Let me know what you think and what is working for you and what you felt is not working. And let's talk about this. Remember also to subscribe, comment. Let's join this conversation. See you in the next video.